Taysom. We have had some live drills. Um, I don't know if we've ever had to go head on in the hole or nothing like that. I think maybe in those live drills he might have been at quarterback or something. So glad he's on my team.
Speaking of a hole when wide open, were you able to tell what who created that opening for you on fourth down play? I don't think you got through that.
I believe that it was firstly on 4th and 1 and goal line plays. It always begins with knockback, and so I think our defensive line took away the interior run by the way that they got off the ball with low pad level. I believe it was Will Harris. He was man-to-man on the tight end, and when the tight end blocked, he got the trigger, and that took the fullback or the guard off of me, which opened up a path where all I had to do was make the tackle. Still making a tough tackle on a really good running back, and so to be able to make that play, I think, set the tone in the game. So that was great.
Did you almost have a pick on that one in the
Oh, my gosh. First of all, I almost had 2 picks. Almost is the key word. Following last week, almost had a pick. So Amazon, I'm going to be looking tonight, or have my wife look tonight on Amazon, Prime Delivery. I got to get some hands. At this point, we shop so much on Amazon, so we might have some day delivery that we can get for free. But anywhere online, I know Amazon is going to have them. I need the best hands I can find. At this point, I am shopping for some hands. So Amazon, just know we'll be looking tonight. Amazon delivery in the box. Don't care how they come. If they gift wrapped or not, box them up nice for me. Just a pair of hands so I can have them for after the bye week.
They've been really clear about how the defensive scheme hasn't changed, like in terms of an overhaul, but that Joe Woods has kind of put his stamp on some things and made some changes.
Yeah.
How have you seen those changes reflected?
Joe Woods is an unbelievable defensive coordinator. Man, he does really good calling the plays, and I think keeping the quarterback in a scramble, and the offensive coordinator in a scramble. And he does a good job of putting the game in his players' hands, and we're able to play free. He comes in with the game plan. He makes sure we feel good about it, and we're able to come into the game with a lot of confidence. And you know, when he's over there calling the plays, we just trust him, and we go out and execute. And it allows us to play with our hair on fire. Guys have really been playing good football the past couple of weeks, so it's good. And down the stretch, we got to do that.
And I know you're friends with Derek. He's sitting as I love his head on later, but what can you say about his how he can play?
Oh man, my boy had a field day out there today. He's a true point guard. If you really watch him, he get his Rajon Rondo on quite a bit. Finding players, and I was telling him in the locker room some of my favorite plays is to watch him when he rolls out the pocket. He got about 8-yard run today that was special. He bowled up in the room, so I'm gonna give him some extra love. But I think the poise that he plays with when he rolls out of the pocket, when he's on, he's one of the best doing it. He dropped a couple dimes that were down the field. That 4th and 1 was special, and got called back. But I think that's my favorite plays is when he rolls out of the pocket and to see how he can wheel and deal on the fly. I usually have guys at 3 levels, and I feel like he manipulates the defense in his favor. He did the same thing on kind of a little screen I was telling him about. It wasn't a major play, but it was pretty cool because he found a way to find a crease between 2 linemen. I mean, you got to think quarterbacks, they really have to have some I'm not going to have the word to say, of steel, because you got Myles Garrett running at you full speed, and you have to be able to find a guy, keep your eyes down the field with somebody who has plenty of highlights in the league of tearing people's heads off, and he's running at you full speed, and to be able to keep your eyes downfield and keep your poise, I just think, like, man, you got to give a lot of respect to those guys, and I like to see him when he is in mode like that. So glad he's on our side.
Demario, how would you describe the sort of overall mood or the vibe of this locker room? obviously a couple of weeks ago. How would you describe where you guys are right now?
We're winning. Winning feels good. So we want to keep that feeling going. Winning changes everything, and that's what this game is about.
Ryan, you just talk about Pete, obviously dealing with a hand injury.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Club on it. What is that? Is that motivating for everyone else to watch him? Like do that.
That's some Walker, Texas Ranger toughness right there. Man, he broke his hand last game. Had a major surgery. Think he has a steel plate in his hand, and he wraps it up with a club and he tests it out in practice, and he's like, man, when I hit somebody, it still feels like I'm punching a brick wall. He's like, but I'm gonna tough it out. And he got my respect. He already had my respect, I already knew he was a tough player, but man, like your hands and feet, those are some very sensitive areas. I know people look at football and be like, man, those are tough guys. But, man, if you step on your toe or you stub your toe, it still hurt. If you break a finger or something, it hurts. And for him to be out there toughing it out like that for the team and made some really big plays, it just speaks of his toughness and his commitment to the game.
Mario, a few weeks ago, I don't know when it was exactly, but the Tyrant said he felt like maybe the team lacked confidence in adverse situations. In these last 2 weeks, it looks like you guys are kind of handling that in the flow. Do you feel like there's a change in the response maybe when things go wrong, like just maybe like the belief in how to overcome it?
I think it was just emphasis on finish. It started with Coach Rizzi. He just talked about like that we weren't finishing well, and that was something that we had to change. And then Joe Woods came in and emphasized it, and he talked about, I think, like 8 or 9 of our losses. We either were tied or had to lead in the fourth quarter. And he really challenged us on defense that we had to finish better. And I think that's what we've been putting on display the past couple weeks. It was an interesting stat that it was 21-0 in the fourth quarter today. That's the type of football that we have to play, and I think it makes the difference.
Did you specifically talk to the defense before? I think it was before last week's game. Tell them like we're winning going into the fourth. It's our game.
What about it?
Have you seen the team respond since then?
Man, I just think our guys are responding to the challenge. Coaches have emphasized some specific challenges for us the past couple of weeks, and the guys have been responding. And we've always known that we had the guys in the locker room, and for whatever reason, they're putting the goals before us, and we're completing all of them. So I think the emphasis is in the right spot, and we're having success. Success breeds confidence. Confidence breeds success.
How was it playing against or seeing Jameis again and playing against him in a game where he looked pretty invigorated about the opportunity?
That's my brother, man. I love him. I love that man to death. He is a very unique guy, and he's a memorable teammate. He gives everything that he has, and he has a spirit about him that's contagious. And I think watching him grow, specifically in his relationship with the Lord, his relationship with his family, and just being a leader all around, seeing him use his platform properly, I think has been amazing to see. In this game, you're going to have highs and lows, but it's all about how you choose to show up every day. And I think he is one guy that if you want to talk about how you show up every single day, he is as great as they come in that regard. The things that he's had to endure, the waves and the highs that he's had and the lows that he's had, but he continues to show up with that spirit. I think that's an example to the world. If I could show up with his spirit every day, I'd be a better human being. And I'm proud to call him my brother. I would praise and honor him on any stage. Hey, thank y'all. God bless.